Swagadelic beaming in. I'm beaming in. It's Swagadelic beaming in from above to here, down below, all the way around the full circle of life. We get sneak attacked by North Korea. I've always said that after April, anytime. God said he couldn't tell me exactly when, but the time was at hand, because Kim, the leader of North Korea, is just going to do it out the blue. God said that when the buildup gets so big over there that he thinks we're coming in to kill him, like we did Saddam Hussein, he's going to fire all the nuclear missiles he bought from the Russians, and he's going to fire all his chemical missiles. His chemical missiles are what I call shit dust. It's on the market right now, Korean dust. You can buy it in Brazil, and you can buy it in the UK. It's called Korean dust. But the thing is, his scientists have made flake form, God said his scientists have been dealing drugs. He's been dealing drugs for the Chinese for 25 years. When China wanted to open up to the West, God said China went to him and got him to start making all the bath salts, all the chemical methamphetamines, all the chemical cocaines, all the chemical marijuana. It's all coming from North Korea. God said a ship of it leaves just about every day from over there and heads to China, full of it, already packaged up in the little baggies. God said when we invade the country, we find all that shit. God told me, I do not know what God told you. I only know what God told me. I met God in person last year. God told me, after he handed me the light of God to move, that I would be dead where I was at, living down in South Florida. He told me to move out the city, any city, move out of. God said Kim, the leader of North Korea, has 18 nuclear missiles aimed at New York City alone, 8 aimed at Washington, D.C., and 3 aimed at every other major city in the USA. That's what God told me. He knows a lot of them are going to get knocked down, so he's firing dummy missiles up in the air with them. Missiles with nothing in them. Stage 1 missiles, God said. He's got 28,000 of them just piled up, and he's just going to fire those off his rocket launchers like crazy with nothing in them. He's just going to fire them up with the rest of the missiles. And he's got 28 to 30,000 chemical missiles with chemicals in them, all different kind of chemicals. God said when we invade the country, we have to put down like rabid dogs over 100,000 men, women, and children that are locked up in dungeons underneath every little city that there is. God said we find a lab that makes drugs, or we find something to do with nuclear power and nuclear missiles and arms, and we find people locked up in cages, been there for 25 years, 30 years, what they test drugs on and see what the drugs do to the brain and the body to make the chemicals better. God told me. I do not know what God told you. I only know what God told me. To stay inside for a week. That the chemical missiles we get attacked with blow like dust in the wind from one end of America to the others. Stay inside for a week. God said one snowflake can make 100 people go insane. God said all the chemical missiles are set to 10,000 feet above the cities, and the top pops off, and they tumble like salt shakers, and the snowflakes come out. God said his scientists invented the snowflake form, and they got 2 machines over there that we find that make the snowflakes with the chemicals in them
They got 2 major labs over there, God said. And it's like a big candy machine. It presses out snowflakes and they layer it inside the missiles. God said each missile has a ton of the shit dust in it when they fire them over here. And God said they do get through and they do come over here and people do go insane from it. God said 1 snowflake makes you go insane. God said that the only way you die is from the infection or someone kills you, because God said it's like you're criminally insane. Whatever your thoughts are before the chemicals get in, you do them. God said it's like a demon. It's like love and light is trapped inside of a demon. So if you were thinking about murdering and raping people and this stuff gets in you, that's what you go out and do. If you were thinking about killing someone, that's what you go out and do. You go out and kill people. Any bad thing you were thinking about doing, that's what you go out and do when this stuff's in you. God said, I do not know, once again, what a God told you. Oh, puppy. We only know, puppy, what a God told Daddy, right? That's right. Huh, Spirit, we only know what a God told me. We do not know what a God told you, because a God could have told you anything. I'm just telling you what a God did tell me. And it's coming anytime after April. I spend every day with the earth and God and everything and trying to spend time with the planet. God told me the earth is our mother. We do have a mother. It's the earth. And he's our father. That's what God told me. And we're about to shit up the planet. God said it's okay. We do this all the time. We're just a bunch of babies. And when we get mad, if we had sticks and stones to beat each other to death with, we would. It just so happens we have nuclear missiles this time to beat each other to death with. So he said it's no big deal. It's all a part of us being here, a product of who we are and where we come from, the darkness, evil in us. It's all us, all the bad things. And God mixes love and light and sends us here and seeds the planet. Mother is earth. We live on mother. At time of conception is when life is there. God shrinks the soul up to an atom. And when that little guy gets through and hits that egg, that is when a soul is beamed down from heaven's gate into a uterus. God said there's a lot of abortion doctors in hell that are bitching and moaning like they got some kind of unfair deal. God said there's a lot of people in hell that murdered their baby like that. Think they got an unfair deal. God told me, again, I do not know what a God told you. I only know what a God told me. And a God told me everything. He told me all about Kim's life, the leader of North Korea. He told me what it takes to be pure evil, like Kim is. It takes, when you do your sins, to think they are funny. That's what it takes. And to be pure evil, you must do all 10 sins and think every single sin is funny. God said Kim does all 10 sins, and he does think that they are all funny when he does them. God said that's what it takes to be pure evil. God said that's what it takes to send you to hell, is when you do your sins and you think they're funny, is what a God told me. I've been moved out the city for a while now. I'm getting set back into my environment. I have no money. The little bit of money I had, I spent getting out of the city. I have no home, but I do have a wind turbine generator that God told me to buy. I generate my own power. I'm not hooked up to the grid. So when the power goes out, I'll have power. That's what God told me to buy. And I do have an electric bike he told me to buy. So I can go up into town. My plans are simple. I knew after April, I knew I had until April of this year, the end of April, to get pretty much everything I needed to get together for the war. A big tank with a bunch of water in it, a well. I got a tank with a bunch of water in it because, well, there's going to be snowflakes everywhere, and they're going to be in the ground for a little while. So I got a little rat cage that I'm going to catch mice with and test the water on them after a week or two in my well to make sure the water's clean after the war starts, to see if the fucking mice go crazy. I got me a bow with a bunch of arrows in it. I got some snare lines. Luckily, I do know how to hunt and fish. I grew up trapping where I grew up at, so I knew how to catch animals. There will be no such thing as Walmart anymore. Nothing will come around the horn of China for 1,000 years. There'll be no such thing as Chinese shit, garbage, inside of a store over here in America. There won't be no more Chinese drugs, and there won't be no more Chinese shit coming over here. The president builds the wall he's been talking about on the Mexican border. It's not what you think. It's a wall of forts with soldiers in them. He builds training camps all up and down the Mexican borders. It stays just like it is with a few more fences and gates, and he puts those military forts that they build over in Iraq everywhere. Every so many miles, he puts that to reinforce the border, and that's where the soldiers will go to train to fight in the war, is where he builds the forts at, is what a God told me. A God told me everything. Kim has 300 years of food locked up and 2 palaces he built on the Russian border, by some rivers, by some lakes. His plan is simple. He's going to sneak attack us at some point, and he's going to hide out there. We're going to fire back and lay waste to North Korea, and we're going to think he's dead, and he's not going to come out of hiding. He thinks it's a better solution than what happened to Saddam Hussein. He's seen all of it. He happened to know a bunch of those people. Evil does know evil in the world. So his daddy happened to know a lot of those evil people. And like I said, evil does begot evil. A God told me. Just like love and light begots love and light. It's coming any day now. I'm safe. I'm outside the city. I don't go in the cities no more. There's a city about 4 hours from me. I don't even attempt to go to it. I can order anything I need here in town. And the few times I did run into the city, I knew exactly what I was going to get. I grabbed everything and I got out. Other than that, it's so simple to order things online and have them shipped straight to an address. It's not even worth it to drive to go somewhere. I had my wind turbine delivered. I had everything delivered. I bought a bunch of Roman noodles. They stay good forever. They're cheap. God told me to buy them, so I bought them. I got that. I bought some rice. I got a few canned goods. They only stay good for a few years. The first 5 years of the war are going to be the hardest. There's going to be no food, people. There's just going to be none. The little bit that's going to be grown, you got to remember, 1/3 of the sun's going to be blocked out. So when you do harvest, 1/3 of it is already dead. So add in the condition that people are in. They're not going to work like they did before. So what do you got? 50% of the crops are dead. People just aren't going to feel like going out there in the fields and doing much shit when the whole world's coming to an end, you know? So you're going to have that, and it's going to be chaos for a while. So the first few years are going to be the hardest, you know, with the cities blown up everywhere. I don't know how many cities get hit here in America. I do know what's going to happen is places like the Philippines, Japan's going to get it again. They're going to get shit dust everywhere. And South Korea, I think what he's going to do is just fire chemical missiles all at South Korea and just make it snow a foot deep in South Korea, where everybody's insane and goes nuts. God said it doesn't matter if you go insane and you go out killing and raping people, you'll eat your own skin off your body and you'll slowly die from infection. The drugs, it takes about 2 months from the chemical drugs. Make it to where your body starts producing antibodies to fight off infection. The drugs do not leave your system. They stick everything on in your system and you're stuck. So that's what they do. They figured out a way to stick everything on where it doesn't come off. Stick your sex gland on, stick your adrenaline gland on, stick your dopamine gland on, wide open. And it's all because China set them up in the dope game 25 years ago. God said we get attacked with Russian missiles and we get attacked with Chinese chemicals. That's about the size of it. That's what a God told me. Armageddon's here, people. I did meet God last year. I had a party here last week. Had a bunch of people come over. Had a bunch of angels come down too and party with me. I asked God to send me some angels to play with before the war. And I asked him to send me some more to play with. He said he would, he did, and he said he will. I do not know everything. I only know what a God tells me. And this is what a God tells me. Oh, I move. I couldn't get no one to move with me. Everyone thinks I went nuts. That's fine. You know, my sister and everybody was really pissed off at me because I got rid of my home for crumbs. I wasn't going to wait to try and put it on the market to try and get any kind of money for it. I just sold it to my neighbor for whatever cash he could come up with and left. Took a U-Haul, threw all my tools in it, and took off. I sold it for about a third of what it was worth and spent the money real quick, you know, buying just a few things. But necessities for the war I bought. It's Saturday. Once again, I always said after April, it could come at any time. I do believe that next year in March, we march. I do believe that I think it's this year, and then for us to get back on our feet and train people to mount any type of assault back at them and back at the United Arabs. They all attack us. The United Arabs attack us. Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, God said all the Middle Eastern countries that we think are our friends attack us after we get our balls cut off this year. We have a war on 2 fronts. We do get attacked by them. They do declare all-out war on us. When they see we're crippled, they attack us. So we got that to look forward to. We get attacked by the Saudi Arabians and stuff. God told me it's simple. Go online, people, and look at it's right here on your phone, and look at a picture of North Korea at night. God said where there could be light and there is none, there's evil in the land. Hey! That's what God told me. He said where there could be light and there is none. There's nothing but evil there. And look at North Korea, how dark it is. Then go to Saudi Arabian world and look at Saudi Arabia and that spots of it where there could be light. Look over there in Arabia, all the Arabian countries. There could be a lot of light. And people have millions and millions and millions and hundreds of billions of dollars they get from us. None of it has light. Because there's evil over there. That's what God told me. Once again, I do not know what a God told you. I only know what a God told me. And a God told me everything. So, if you have faith in God, or if you don't, and you don't want to be frozen for 1,000 years, move out the cities. Armageddon is here. We do get sneak attacked by North Korea soon. I think it's this year. God said the time's at hand. Once again, he said Kim's going to do it when out the blue. He's going to do it when he thinks we're finally coming in to get him. He's planned this since last year. God said the trumpets were played last year. You can look online and see all the signs about trumpets being played everywhere. I played one myself. The trumpets of war. That's what God told me. The trumpets have been played. War is here, people. Armageddon is here. Motherfucking drill. Okay? This is a motherfucking emergency. Pack your bags, the little shit you can, and get the fuck out. You have a home, get rid of it like I did. Just get rid of the bitch and go. Fuck your job. It's not worth it. Your soul is frozen for 1,000 years. Be it you go to heaven or hell if you get caught in a nuclear bomb blast. God said the angels can't even be in it. They'll get frozen. That your guardian angel waits back from the cities for the bombs to land and the dust to settle. Then they come in and get your frozen ass. That's what a God. Come here, baby. Where you at? Spirit, you leave baby alone. Spirit, stop it. Come here, baby. My baby right here. Shit, you be nice, kitty. That's what God told me. God told me everything. You need a cat when you're living out in the woods to eat the mice that come around trying to eat your fucking food. And you need a dog to scare off all the lions and shit. There are things that'll eat your ass out here in the woods. There are all kind of things that you don't realize. You gotta be careful. Bring your dog and bring your cat. Trust me. You do not have to bring food for them. They will pour. Because your cat will get fat eating mice, bird eggs, all kind of stuff. And your dog, like my dog's just a puppy. My dog catches rabbits. Brings rabbits already. I just got him. He's still a puppy. He catches rabbits and brings back. Oh, I know. Y'all gonna have to kiss sooner or later, babies. I know. I know. My cat came from a family where a dog was mean to it, but my dog is sweet and wants to play with him. Again, a God could have told you anything. I do not know what a God told you. I only know what a God told me. And a God could have told do anything. I do not know what God told you. I only know what a God told me. And God told me to move out the cities. Armageddon is here. Whole heaven, dear. This is Swagadelic. Beaming out. It's Saturday evening. The moon's out. Swagadelic beaming out. Everyone take care. That's what a God told me.